Welcome back to Numbers Live Sports. We're back at you. The 2022-23 season is upon us. A lot of basketball has been happening in the past few weeks since the first tip-off. A lot of surprises, a lot of things that we're used to. So we're going to get right down to it and cover it for you and go over our predictions as well as the goings on here in the first few weeks of the NBA season. So, what do we first want to touch on? Let's pretty much just touch on the surprises of the season. So, in my opinion, what I've been seeing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, the more veteran teams have been struggling. The Lakers, the Clippers, even the Warriors struggling defensively. The Heat, the Sixers have been struggling, and the other teams that we expected to tank, the Jazz, the Spurs, teams like that have been doing well. So what's going on, fellas? Why is this happening?
Yeah, man. My biggest surprises are really in the West, with Utah being 6-3, Portland being 5-2, and even we all had the Spurs
Wembanyama.
winning the Wembanyama Bowl, and I mean they're 2 games above 500. My thing with Utah is, though, Utah has beaten, I want to say, out of their 6 wins, they've beaten 2 or 3 playoff teams from last year.
Speaking of Utah, what I did notice in trend is that like all of the European players that been playing over the summer has been balling. Like Laurie Markkinen from Utah has been balling because he's been playing overseas and he's already got it going. Where some players, just playing around with their traders, they're not into that high competitive nature. So I've noticed that a lot of the European, Luka Doncic is balling, Giannis is balling because they all played overseas. Big Val is balling. Like,
you think they go hit a wall?
Right. That's
I don't know. I would say no more so because they are professionals. They've been doing it for some time. It's not like they're rookies where they don't know, their stamina. But I don't know. It's good basketball, to say the least.
That's what I worry about, just because you saw the toll it took on Tatum late in the season last year from going to – he didn't even go deep in the playoffs. He just played USA basketball. And so he put an extra 2-3 weeks on his body. These cats played an extra 2 months damn near because they had the qualifiers and they had Euroball. I just think adding that extra time, I think eventually you will hit a wall, just because, yeah, they're pros, but Dragic is old. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he added those extra miles.
Now, with somebody like Luka, I don't necessarily think he would actually hit a wall because he don't necessarily play with athleticism more so like Giannis or
play too hard.
But he's more shoot. He can use his pivot phenomenally. I don't think that it necessarily will affect him more or less.
You said Luka plays too hard, man. Please.
Yeah, in the sense of he kind of reminds me of Embiid. Like, he stays on the ground. Like, he's always pulling at something when he's coming up the court. I think because of his usage rate on the Dallas Mavericks, I'm not sure he's gonna last this season. I hope he does, but just seeing how they are utilizing Luka, I kind of feel like I don't want to say this, but I feel like he's on a path to get injured.
Man, he's balling right now. I'm knocking on wood. I ain't hit Luka. That wasn't me that said that, bro. That was not me.
I had him last year on fantasy, so
listen, I ain't wishing that juju on him, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I experienced it last year, and so he'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Then he'll come back and he'll ball. I hope he doesn't do that this year because I have him paying to win MVP, but he has to do a lot for that team. And I don't know how long that's going to last.
See, and Crush, you talked about this a few times. Well, you need a few stars to win a championship. I feel like Luka is that one person on that team that can carry them to a ship. Literally, on some Dirk Nowitzki type. He's that type of player, I feel like. And I feel like also his team this year is a little better than last year, in my opinion, even without.
I think his team is better than last year too. The only reason I'm not sold on him being Dirk is just because he literally had that opportunity last year. After
what's to say he can't do it this year?
All I'm saying is if we go off history, it's not enough. Like I said, he beat Phoenix last year, and then when he got to the juggernaut that was Golden State, that team looked totally different. They had maybe 1 or 2 games where they resembled how they looked against Phoenix, but other than that, they was getting the pants beat off of them.
Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing that rematch.
Regardless of what Luka did,
not mad at that one.
It just wasn't enough. I stand firm on you having to have anywhere between two superstars or at least 2 all-stars on your team to win an NBA championship because the league is just that good.
Luka be out there rebounding, assists,
everything.
Calling the plays. Like he does everything out there.
He does do everything. I just wouldn't say he plays hard because like he's as slow as a Paul Pierce.
I think he plays extremely hard because it takes effort to do all of that he's doing.
It does.
Well, yeah, of course it takes energy, but like I'm saying, his pace that he plays at, he's the type where you're not gonna like speed him up. But again,
that doesn't correlate with him playing hard with him and his pace. Like he can play hard at his pace.
Right.
Okay.
But go off though.
Okay.
I just think that Luka could beat that anomaly. Like he can, his skill level and him being able to get to the line with ease. I think that I don't think that the wall will hit him, and I think that he can be that dude that could send him to the title. And I hope he could prove us wrong, then for sure. Because they got a squad. I like their squad a lot.
What about some other teams like like Clippers? What's going on?
Honestly, to be honest, like I expected this, of course, from my Lakers. Y'all probably didn't see this coming from the Clippers, but I saw this coming from the Clippers.
Tremendous losers.
Tremendous losers, number one. Number two, I was surprised by the Sixers. I thought they was gonna come out guns blazing.
Me too.
I'm shocked by their start, but like with the Clippers, like I was concerned. I didn't want, and this is the thing, I didn't want to say nothing about Kawhi Leonard because I truly like Kawhi Leonard. But when I saw that picture of how big he was coming back off that knee injury, I was like, bro, like that's too much weight, dog. That's too much weight. Like who you think you is coming out here, dog? Like you not built to play like LeBron. Like you're not built. He don't have that frame to be built like LeBron, moving like that, putting all that weight on him on his surgically repaired knee. So I didn't want to say nothing, but as soon as I saw that he was sitting out and he wasn't gonna be able to play, I was like, oh, here they go. Man, John Wall don't play back-to-backs yet. And so I knew they was going to come out sputtering. They always going to have that chemistry issue of, well, you going to score, I'm going to score. You going to score, I'm going to score. Between him and Paul George. Like I said, the Sixers, they really surprised me. I don't know what to say about them. And now that James Harden is out.
Fire dog? Did you say that? No?
Huh?
No. I thought somebody said fire dog.
But yeah, man. Well,
I'm just saying.
The Warriors are surprising as well, given that they are second to last in defensive rating efficiency. I think lower than them is the Brooklyn Nets. So, and that's surprising as well because they got Ben Simmons. Right? He's supposed to be the defensive player that they need in the club.
His back. It's spinal.
You watch them.
It's still early. It's still only week 2. You know what I'm saying? So
I need 10, 15 shots from Ben Simmons, man. 6 shots a game.
Is it week 3? No, yeah, it's week 3. It's week 3.
Yep.
I think two of the biggest early season predictions that I want to touch on. One is the Hawks backcourt. Seems to be doing okay. And 2,
I don't see how though. How is it working? How is it? Elaborate on how it's working. Najee
So,
Ramos.
for one, I mean, unlike most other teams,
I don't see it.
So unlike most other teams, they're winning.
Okay.
It's only been 8 games, but they're like 4th in the East. And I mean that's not saying much, seeing that they're 5-3. The thing is,
still early, bro. Give them time.
Right,
it's still early. It's
the
still
thing
early.
is, though, like one playing with the other is not hindering the other's game. I think the biggest regression in that starting 5 is Clint Capella. But
doubles like that no more.
Neither one of them is hindering the other's game. Trae Young is still getting the amount of shots that he was getting off last year. The assists are there for both.
What you think about that, Twig? You think he's working out so far?
Averaging just a few fewer points, but he's still rebounding.
The Warriors lost again.
Yeah. His rebounding and assists are there. So at the moment it's working. Collins is playing a bit. And then mind you, they're still missing one of the best shooters in the game. You know what I'm saying? For them to kick out to. He's still coming off a knee injury in Bogdan.
Yeah.
At the moment it's working. Granted, it's still early, but at the moment it's working. Was not working as predicted, Jesus Christ, is Cat Gobert. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh my God. And then Tweet, you posted great numbers from Stat
What
News
is it? My bad.
on the plus minus of them two when they're on the floor together, opposed to when one is on the floor and the other. Oh my God. It is a commentator described their
Mute the back.
Somebody in the chat, please mute that 312 number, please.
I'm about to mute all up in this.
A commentator described their spacing as clunky. Anthony Edwards the other night read the plus minus for the starting 5 and then the plus minus for the bench. He also went on record saying, for one, he has no dunks this season.
Zero.
And he's like, everybody want me to dunk. And, and he stated he has to have a lane in order for him to be able to dunk.
I can't dunk over big guys.
Can I read?
I've watched them play 2 full games. Cat is literally off in the corner like he's Wiggins on the wing or something like that.
But that's where he want to be.
I would have never let him in a fucking 3-point contest.
But
I would have stopped it before he even started.
But man, and really, that's what got to his head was the 3-point contest. Granted, he's passing the ball pretty well, but when you got 2 7-footers on the floor, regardless of one is playing out, like he still has to come up and set screens. So he's still bringing a 4-man with him. It's just not working at the moment. I think that they'll be best once they learn how to stagger those two.
Yeah. So let me read the stat from StatMuse. Timberwolves have a 103.9.
They spent all that money in draft capital to stagger them. Oh my God.
Rating. Timberwolves have a 103.9 offensive rating with Cat and Gobert on the floor together. That will be 3rd worst in the NBA, on the Lakers and the Clippers. And then the quote from Anthony Edwards is, from him having 0 dunks this season, everyone is in the paint. I'm only 6'4", 6'5". I can't jump over everybody, man.
That's bull though. On the jump.
Everybody be asking me to dunk the ball like it's the peaches and cream, man. He from Atlanta. Everybody be asking me to dunk the ball like it's peaches and cream. I got to get a good lane to dunk the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They called him out on that on the jump. Richard Jefferson and Vince Carter was on the jump, and they called bullshit on that. They was talking about how they brought up examples of DeJounte Murray, John Morant, all these other Donovan Mitchell, all these other guards got dunks, but he don't. And they brought up how he's not utilizing the pick and roll good enough in
Nah,
order for him to get into the paint. But they also brought up that it's a bigger issue at hand, and that's the fact that him and Cat don't get along.
yep.
And yeah, and they feel as if that's the real issue.
I
So
Cat don't like him talking about
He don't
him,
like the pie. Yeah, like Cat, chill, relax, Cat.
all of that. Like, I don't
Cat.
really think that's that big of a deal. Like, it's not like the other 99% of the NBA go home and eat, roadie bowls when they get to the crib. They just
Roadie fire. I wish I had a roadie around me.
Klay
Yeah.
Thompson drinking Bud Lights after every game. And you
Right.
talking about his damn Popeyes.
the most
Stop
watered
it.
down
For
ever.
that. He wild for that. All right, what other predictions do we have on here? Hold on. I said TJ Warren will start by the end of the season. That's on track.
Is that like starting to play
Like
or start for the team?
He
Start for
said
the team.
5.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant like he'll start to play eventually.
He
before
gonna
the
have
end
to
of the
start
season.
by default because Kyrie ain't gonna be there.
Bet off. Look, bet bet off.
Hey, I was right.
Boy,
I ain't taking
boy,
that.
that one, Playboy.
And then I said even without Lonzo Ball, the Bulls would be a 5 seed or higher. That's pretty on track. I mean, they're doing pretty well,
I do think they looking good.
right?
They-
Yeah, they do look better than what I expected.
I'll admit that
Wait.
they look better than I assumed that they would.
My boy Pat Will coming into his own, the paw.
Yeah, he's not doing much. But
Like, stop it, dog. Like
You
we
just
give you an inch,
literally
you
just
take
dropped
him
him on
out.
the wire,
dog.
my guy. Literally just dropped him on the wire.
I definitely
They
agree
dropped
that
them.
they're looking a lot better than I assumed that they would.
I mean, but with all that said, they're still going to finish third in their division. So I don't think they'll be a top 5 seed.
Juwan, I do remember you giving me hell for talking about Paul when we drafted him, when the Bulls drafted him. Remember that? You was
Yeah,
talking about
and he had a good rookie season.
No, you said
did.
2 to 3 years. You said in 2 to 3 years we gonna be laughing because I was making all them jokes about the Paul in the group.
DePaul
and
looked
everybody was
good.
laughing.
DePaul
And
looked
here
good.
we are, 2-3 years now, and that
He
boy
been
damn
hurt.
in the rotation.
He been hurt. They added pieces around him that kind of don't fit with him.
They started his
No,
growth.
I thought I did. No, low key, I thought it could be solid. It's weird because it's like he got slow after the draft. Like
Man, slow now.
he put on too much weight. I feel like to play power forward in the NBA. I don't know. It ain't what I thought it was gonna be. I
He
ain't
is
gonna lie to
slow.
you.
Like,
All
when I
right, they
watch,
drafted who?
Him and Cam. I mean, he was still the best available at that point.
Man, I remember saying I wouldn't have drafted him based off of how he showed up at the draft. You remember that
You gotta go
collar
back
he
to that
had
draft.
on?
Nah,
That button up he had on.
He got a great spot. He an old soul, man. Let him be.
he got a great spot.
Let
you
him
gotta go
be.
back to that draft and see who was drafted after
I'm about to look. Yeah, I'm definitely about to look right now.
So
Y'all
the
can continue.
Bulls are
5-4.
6 seed right now. Not the seeding
So
matter.
so they're the 6. No,
third?
right now they're 6
outside
seed.
Milwaukee. Who else is finished ahead of them?
Cleveland.
Milwaukee, Cleveland,
Oh,
Toronto,
damn.
Atlanta,
Dang.
also.
We'll see. We'll see.
Wait, you don't think Cleveland gonna finish ahead of the Bulls?
They look nice. They do look nice, but we'll see.
Yeah, mind you, Cleveland is 6-1, and last night was the first game Darius Garland played since opening night.
He only played the first half that night.
He got hit in the eye opening night, and hadn't played since. They look good.
Hey, this is how terrible Gobert is, though. Those 2 7-footers over there in Cleveland, and they look good. Him and Cat don't look good. They 2 7-footers.
Bro,
That's what they said on the jump. Donovan Mitchell dunking all over the place.
I watched the game the other night with
And
Gobert.
he's
on
6'1".
No, but they spaced it totally different.
He couldn't even catch the ball.
Still, they still 7-footers, though. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I think honestly, and this is me assuming, I think Ant was really emphasizing the fact that they don't have spacing. That's why I say all the bigs in the paint to show like I got Gobert, Cat, and both they men in my driving lane.
And that's what I was thinking. Like when I heard that, I thought that was a shot at the coach, but I was surprised that they didn't bring that up on the jump today. It's like that's not a shot at the coach. They was making it more about the beef between Cat and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
that's the direction they went with it. That's the direction they went with it, though. So
I think it is a shot at the coach because the coach got to draw plays to put players in certain positions, right? So
But what do you do with Rudy Gobert though?
You don't.
Like, if-
you don't get him. That's what you do.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm a coach and I'm after the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the locker room with my assistant coach. I'm like, all right, we know Anthony Edwards gonna go here. D'Lo gonna go here. Okay, Cat, he can roam, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Off the bam, and then they got Jaden McDaniels. Okay, he gonna be on the perimeter, he gonna be on the wing. All right, we just gonna stick Rudy Gobert. He's just gonna be in the paint somewhere.
Listen,
Just somewhere, just in there, just in there somewhere. You know,
the best way to use Gobert now, in my opinion, to create space is put that man at the elbow and have
pick
him
and roll him to death.
have him screening like a screen door, man. Like,
how is Rudy Gobert better than JaVale McGee though?
that's it, man. That's it. Just like Mino do. That's
I'm
it.
just saying, like, what can he do better than
That's all
JaVale
he
McGee?
can do.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, they do the same
Like a
thing.
saloon door.
Phil, relax. All right, so just to put
Okay, wait, before y'all go back, I'm going to tell you the people drafted after Patrick Williams as to why I said that. Isaac Okoro, Onyeka Agunya or whatever, Agunwa for Atlanta,
right.
Killian Hayes, Obi
Ew.
Toppin, Denny Avija, Jalen Smith, Devin Vassell, Halliburton. I give Halliburton, but that's 11 teams. Kira Lewis, Aaron Neesmith, Cole
What
Anthony.
draft was this?
2020. So again, I think it was a good pick by the Bulls at that point. Like, who else you go pick after?
Outside of, you know,
Yeah.
but
You safe.
All right. Desmond Bain went number 30 in that draft too.
damn.
Just
By the Celtics, and they traded him.
we had the guards. So we wasn't even looking at Halliburton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just put some things into perspective though, just show y'all how early it is. Everybody throwing all these straight shots at Gobert and everything and all of that, and the Clippers and all of that. The Timberwolves have a better record right now than the Clippers, the Warriors, and the Lakers.
Okay.
Just letting you know. The Wolves are 4-4.
So here's my question: do you think they'll finish above all those teams you just named?
No, my point,
Okay, well then it doesn't matter.
my
If you
point
know
is-
that they're not gonna finish ahead of them, why you even bring that
my
up?
point is, it's early. Timberwolves and Clippers are 500, and they still have time to figure things out. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers aren't fundamental problems that they're dealing with. Like the basis of the Timberwolves problem, like can't just disappear.
Right.
Like you can't get better.
Their offensive efficiency went down by, I want to say, like 10 points from last year.
They were top 5 in the league last year in offensive.
No, they were
efficiency.
number 1.
Oh yeah, we talked about that during the preview, and now they're
number 1.
like
Bro,
that's the difference.
Let's not even talk on their record. The Timberwolves are 4-4. They've lost to the Spurs twice.
Yeah, that was messed up. Like, how y'all lose to the Spurs
Two
twice?
times. 2 times they lost to the Spurs.
Warriors just lost to the Orlando Magic, so
They beat the
Early.
Thunder. They lost.
It's hard out here in these streets. If you over 30,
Three of their 4 losses are 2 to the Spurs and 1 to the Jazz.
That's wild. So, yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff
Spurs
going
and 1 to the Thunder.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on at the beginning of the season here. So, what
Phil
else?
look like a 007 character and shit.
Hey, odd job, sit still. Oh, no.
Odd job over there. So let me see. What else? Let's go to the Eastern Conference real quick. So the Bucks are 7-0, the only undefeated team. Bucks 7-0 without Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Bucks are kind of like slightly like the Eastern Conference Spurs in that they're kind of boring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just win, and like they're low key kind of boring. Outside, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of Giannis, I feel
Them niggas scoring
Y'all think
115 points a
Giannis
game.
gonna win MVP? Y'all think
Yeah.
Giannis gonna
Yeah.
win MVP?
Luka.
Yes.
Luka.
I think
I think Giannis can win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
again for the second time.
No.
Why not?
I feel like it's shaping up
They
that
finished
way.
first in the East.
He's
Giannis
winning
gonna
it.
win MVP, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna put it on the refrigerator. It's gonna be Luka. I thought we were all on the same page about this.
We were until Giannis came out doing what he's doing right now. Those are
Alright.
predictions. I've seen what's going on now.
Was this the same thing Tweet did last year? He already make up in his mind who gonna win the
And then complain afterwards.
and
That's
complain.
Yeah, we gonna hear about this. But what they say in House of the Dragon,
So,
Lord of
Embiid-
Complaints. He's the Lord of Complaints. We gonna hear about this for the next 6 months.
He was
He gonna bring up every
last year,
article
right?
to prove his point, and we gonna have to suffer for 6 months straight.
We haven't
Get ready.
we haven't done our
Still
prediction.
early.
I also think, hey, Tweet, real quick question for you, like all honesty.
Yeah.
After the start of this year, are you still gonna tell me that Embiid is a better center than Joker?
Yes.
After seeing how this season's playing out.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
What Ice Cube saying Friday? Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
He's just one of them people that bring fandom into the
Right. Like
Not the
there's no
fan.
way you can look at both of them play and
Not
even
about-
remotely say that.
It's so wild.
Not
It's
about
so
fans.
wild.
It's about
What is it about?
It's about the eye test, really.
So Joel Embiid fading away, leaving the paint as much as he does to avoid the double team to make a bad pass or shoot a one-legged fadeaway that's good for you.
Are you over here trying to say to me that after 8 games?
Yes, I nigga, I'm talking today. What do you mean? I can only go by today. I didn't say tomorrow. I said today.
I think Joel Embiid is a better player than Joker.
Even
Well,
after
maybe.
Juwan,
I
just
get
stop.
you
Stop,
try
bro.
to
Stop.
denounce defense.
That's your problem, Juwan.
You
Let
know
it
why
go.
he's not going to admit that. Why?
Let it
Juwan
go,
doesn't care
bro.
about defense. Juwan doesn't
Let
care
it
about
go.
defense. I do. Defense is actually a part of the game still.
and
Juwan.
Embiid locking niggas up.
I ain't
You
saying
got
that. I ain't saying that.
You
a
got it.
defensive player of the year candidate though. He has been, right? He
So
can
is
walk-
Rudy Gobert. What does that mean?
All right. So yeah, it's two sides of the ball.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. All right, what else we can cover here? Knicks, the Heat, they kind of the Knicks overpaid pretty much, right? They 3-4. It's not really nobody's averaging 20 points on that team. What else we got? Charlotte Hornets, are they tanking? Like, what's going on? Like everybody's
Everybody
Nah,
start
they
point?
hurt.
Yeah.
Well, Lonzo
Rozier
Ball
and
hasn't
Ball.
made
He
his
just got hurt.
Melo Ball hasn't made his season debut yet.
Scary Terry
Rozier
hurt.
got hurt.
Scary Terry hurt.
Gordon
Now,
Hayward hurt again.
To his Ray Rice right now, so it's a lot going on over there.
So I don't know. With Wembanyama looming, every time I see somebody go out or get injured on a bad team, I get a little weary. Like, are they keeping him out on purpose?
I don't think Charlotte has enough room to tank when Melo will be up for a contract extension soon. You want to show that you're trying to win to keep a
Oh.
player.
Given this fact,
But I also think that LaMelo Ball would love to play with Wembanyama.
yes,
I think he would love that.
But
right.
I think he
And
would
that-
also
that
love
whole
to.
buzz, that
But
whole
think about
buzz,
it.
them
I
two
just think-
together,
Here's my thing: if New Orleans can offer you the same amount of money to go to New Orleans or stay and play with Wembanyama, who would you? Or if you can go to New York, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like you got to do something to keep him there because it's not even guaranteed you can get Vic. We've
True.
seen the people with the most lottery balls rarely get the number 1 pick.
So let's talk about this too, because Adam Silver came out and he said anyone who tanks will get denounced to the G League or something like
Relegated.
that. Relegated.
Relegated.
That was
How
bouncing
would that
idea.
even work?
They were
How
bouncing
would that work?
idea.
What do you mean?
Like
They
he
not
would
gonna put that in
relegate a team to the G League
Yeah,
for how long?
relegation only in professional
It's technically a season.
football. It's a season.
That's wild to me. Like I've never heard that before. Like,
It's the quality. Like
I
he wants to
would
keep the
enjoy it,
quality.
actually. I would.
I would.
It,
like-
it
How would
brings
that even
competitive
look?
spirit back.
Damn,
like,
the
you
Mad
gotta
Hash just
win,
beat
bro.
the shit out the Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like it's definitely super wild, but it's scary enough to make you not want to tank though.
right. Like that's wild. And then like, so would he bring up a G League team to the NBA or just leave it at 29 teams?
Think you can leave it at 2019, or you could do a thing where the Ignite just plays as a 30th team.
Could
I
they
ain't gonna
be
lie, I ain't gonna lie though,
could they make playoffs?
that shit gonna be like homecoming though. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is good.
Anytime they on somebody's schedule.
Or I mean, or honestly, or I can see them where it's like
Gas
a G
players.
League All Star team gets moved up,
Okay.
where you got like
Hey, do you think that's a homecoming though?
not as bad.
Not if you take like
I
Because
mean,
that's offense in the league.
cats
That's it.
from the
no, but at one
who was
point you
that,
could have
the
had Jordan
70s
Poole.
or whoever that was.
I mean, you could have had Jordan Poole, Christian Woods, Looney, Kaminga all on the same like G League team. Jeremy Lin, like it's. I mean, we see the Spurs winning, so anybody can win. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even no knock on the Spurs, but like they don't have that superstar. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It's a team playing hard.
So, all right,
Right. The best player is like 20 years old.
yeah, that
Joe
would be
Johnson, their best
interesting.
player.
Like,
20 years
that
old.
would be interesting to see. Like, if he would have to like discipline the team like that, that would be wild.
But I just think you can't prove it. How you gonna prove
Right.
who tanking?
Right.
I think that also. I think that's why teams like the Spurs and like the Jazz are hot out the gate. So they're like, well, we won 27 games. What you mean? We was trying.
All right, so real quick, let's talk about this, and then we'll wrap it up. Our rookie ladder. What's y'all rookie ladder looking like? I pulled up a graphic right now that has Paolo 1, Menifee's boy Benedict Mathurin 2, my boy Keegan Murray at 3.
Ben Matt.
Huh?
Ben Matt.
Oh, yeah. And then Menifee's boy Jaden Ivey at 4, and then Jabari Smith at 5. Is that y'all have an issue with that list?
Yes,
No.
I do. Paola at 1, Ben Matt at 4. Then you go everyone else under that. I think it's a huge gap between those. I think it's a huge gap. Like no one at 2 or 3. Just leave 2 or 3 wide open. Like it's just it's that big of a gap between Banchero and the other rookies.
I feel that.
Yeah, because they play
Hey,
like
Keegan Murray. He low key better than. He's more consistent than Jaden Ivey.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. For sure. Mathurin going on a tear. That boy said he better than LeBron, and he trying to prove it. That boy a beast.
But
That's that
rookie.
That boy balling in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Going crazy.
He averaging 20 in 22 minutes.
Don't worry. As soon as Buddy Hill out of there, you go up to 30.
They doing it on purpose. If you look at their minutes, they are like suppressing Buddy Hill's minutes like every other night. Like
keep them legs fresh to be
you gotta
traded.
make sure you stay healthy.
Yep.
But man, it's just crazy. Like I was talking about this earlier, just how far the game has come. Like I just think about like the Zion, RJ Barrett, and Ja class. Like they were really good, but like we got 5 legit like solid ass. But like Banchero is like dominating for his team currently. They're not a good team.
He reminds me of Melo.
Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, he reminds me of Melo.
Let me see how many what did he drop today? Let me see.
I think 23, 24, something like
Melo
that. But
22, 8, and 3.
He had 2 points at halftime.
He did. I'm playing him right now.
Warriors, bro, like I don't know. He like his team beat the Warriors his first time seeing them. That's I know
They
Warriors
have a really good young core. You got to keep him, Suggs together, Wagner, and build around them.